I told you a while ago that I would bring on one of my clients, and here he is, Alan Reed from Danhof Aloe. They sell aloe vera products, gels, capsules, and elixirs. But Alan also does quite a few other things as well. So maybe just start with telling me a bit more about where the journey with Danhof Aloe all began, Alan, and sort of whether you had an interest in aloe vera before that or whether it was an acquired taste later on.
That's funny you mentioned acquired taste because that's kind of the main thing about aloe vera. People, it doesn't taste very good, but it's delicious. But anyway, where we started was my grandfather, Dr. Ivan Danhof. You can Google him wherever you are in the world, and he will come up with many results. He researched aloe vera for 30 or 40 years of his life. He's known as the father of aloe vera in the Western Hemisphere. And it's just an amazing plant. I mean, anytime I have a sore, or my belly doesn't feel good, or I'm sick, put some aloe on it. Take some aloe. It's People don't believe it. It's kind of a one thing fits all, and it is. It's kind of a cure all. It's an amazing plant. It's been used on this planet for 2,000 years, perhaps even longer. So he did a lot of research on that, and it's just been always part of my life growing up. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2018, and I kind of took over his business and kind of brought it into the 21st century, 20th century, as you could say. He would type out invoices and send them to his clients, and hopefully they would send him a check back. And so we've tried to update it by getting online and taking credit cards, doing the modern thing. But I'm just trying to keep his legacy going of helping people live healthier lives. And that's what aloe vera does. It's very inexpensive, and a little goes a long way. And it's something that just can keep you from getting sick. And if you do get sick, it will help you recover quickly. And that's anything from the outside of your body on your skin to the inside of your body, from your mouth to the end. So it's really good stuff. It's amazing stuff. So
What's the sort of process behind making them? The products that you stock.
aloe vera is such an amazing plant. If you harvest it roughly or try to do it with machines, it uses a lot of its own healing properties to heal itself. Let's just say. So the rougher you harvest the aloe, the less quality you're going to get. And so my grandfather insisted on a hand fillet, hand harvesting. I mean, if they would have played classical music to it while they were harvesting it, he would have done it. But it's amazing the properties. There's actually over 300 different constituents in aloe vera, different parts, vitamins, minerals. It's grown in volcanic soil, so it just absorbs all those nutrients from the soil into the plant. As you may or may not know, aloe vera is 98% water. The 2% solids are where the magic happens, and within those 2% solids are polysaccharides. And these polysaccharides go from small polysaccharides to medium polysaccharides to large Dalton-sized polysaccharides. Dalton's is the measurement of the polysaccharide. It's try to keep it less scientific. People just think of aloe vera, for the gel. Like, oh, I got a sunburn and I put aloe vera gel on it. Well, that's the best thing you can do because aloe vera has 5 different anti-inflammatories in it, which is why it is so effective for treating sunburns. But it also is good for any kind of age spots. I know my grandfather, he put aloe vera on just one hand on the top of his hand, and he lived to be 93 years old, and he didn't have one single age spot on his left hand. Now his right hand was age spot ridden. Just it was just a walking advertisement on how well aloe vera works. And then you also get the capsules, which is just total 100% aloe vera solids. It's lyophilized, dehydrated, and you take those capsules, and it keeps your immune system on point. I rarely, if ever, get sick. I just take 2 or 3 of the capsules a day and just keep the aloe levels high in my body. And like I said, I hardly ever get sick, and I feel great most of the time.
What's the
So
hardest product to make out of all of them, Alan? You've obviously got the elixir, and then you've got the gel, and then you've got the caps. Which one
I'd
takes
say
the longest to make, and which one would be the quickest?
that the gel is probably the quickest because you can hand fillet that gel and get right at the jelly in the plant. I say that what it takes the longest is the capsules because to get 1 kilo of aloe vera powder, you have to harvest many plants. And like I said, it's 98% water. So you're looking for those 2% solids. So you're doing a lot of dehydration, a lot of lyophilization to get down to just that powder. And so, we'll sell, hundreds of kilos of the aloe vera powder within our capsules over the year. And that's quite a bit of plants, quite a bit of harvesting to do to get those down into powder form. So yeah,
It probably
definitely the
explains
top.
why a lot of these other like vitamins and stuff are quite expensive as well, because you're sort of just looking at it in like a sort of like tablet form, and it's quite a
Right.
tiny thing, but you don't actually realize the process that it's gone through in order to get there, particularly with like multivitamins. That's
Oh,
definitely
absolutely.
something which is just such a process. So you can understand why, good health comes at a price sometimes. Is this something that's gaining more traction and momentum in the United States with people sort of moving towards becoming more health conscious about the decisions that they're making?
Well, with healthcare so expensive, preventative measures are becoming vastly more popular in this country. Whereas we used to be the country of excess. I think we're trying to be the country of prevention, as far as taking the supplements, staying hydrated, taking your multivitamin, being a lot more health conscious. The I don't know what the smoking numbers are as far as percentage, but you'd see people smoking all the time. Heck, in the '90s or even the early aughts. I hardly see anybody smoking now. I have to scratch my head and think about people that I know that even smoke, and so that has gone down. And I think an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and the costs of prevention, they may be a little bit high, but it's far less than actually being in the hospital or being sick or having to go to the doctor or taking a lot of these drugs that big pharma produces, with these awful side effects. I think preventative measures are the way to go, and aloe vera is definitely one of those preventative measures that you can take. So.
How do you go ahead and market that, Alan? Because obviously there's so many good things about aloe vera. What's the sort of sticking point where you find it challenging to get the product over the line and convince people that it's good enough for them to buy?
Well, the problem in the aloe vera market is there's a lot of companies that, frankly, have just bastardized aloe in particular. They'll drink our aloe water or drink this with aloe, and they barely have enough aloe vera in it to call it aloe vera. I tested many of the products that are here in our local markets, and they're in the nutraceutical section, or they're in the health food section. Whereas they should probably be being placed in the water section, because they'll be do a really good job at hydrating you. But as far as doing any kind of medicinal healing properties, there's so little aloe vera in it that it really won't do any good. And so half the people will take it, and with the placebo effect, oh, it's great, it works wonders. And the other half of people will take it and says it didn't do anything for me. Well, it's because there's probably no aloe in it. And my products particularly have twice the amount of solids than anything in the market, or four times the polysaccharides than any other product in the market. And so I found that you really kind of have to get down on the individual level. We try to do like farmers markets many times a year, and I just try to go out and talk to as many people about it as I can. And I can tell you that once people have tried the product, mine in particular, they stick with it, and they become believers, and then they'll go out and tell people also about the product. And it's not something that you can, like, for instance, the capsules. It's not something I'm going to take capsules for a week and I'm going to feel a whole lot of difference, because you're not. It's one of those things that you take months, years, and you'll find that, man, when's the last time I got sick? You can't remember. I feel great. I have energy. I don't have the sniffles. I didn't get a cold this season. I didn't get flu this season. And I think that can be attributed to the aloe vera in your system. So.
We're speaking with Alan Reed from Danhof Aloe. He is one of the owners of the business. He runs it with his family, so it's a small family-owned business based in Texas, United States. But you do deliveries nationwide, don't you? I'm sure all the way up to Alaska and all the way east and west.
A lot of folks in Texas, but yeah, I've sent to Alaska. I've sent a couple to Hawaii. I've New York, Florida, the four corners of the U.S. Everybody who's educated themselves with aloe vera understands its healing properties and are excited to take it. I've sent some to you. in New Zealand, and I've sent some to my friend Peter in the UK, and he's in Gibraltar now. I've sent some to Gibraltar. I've sent some to Japan. I've sent it all over, and people have responded well to it and like it.
Well, I can definitely give it my ringing endorsement, and I can't just say that because I've worked with Alan before on marketing. It really is a good product. I've used it for sunburn, and I also sometimes get mild eczema as well. So I found it to be quite helpful for that. And as for the one about taking the caps, I've taken them a few times, although I don't really get sick at all, Alan. So I don't know if you could quite
Yeah.
market that angle to me.
Well, I mean, if you're a healthy person, just keep that gas pedal down on your health. And if you're an unhealthy person, you find yourself sick all the time. It's worth trying.
Yeah, what's just coming back to talking about the strength in aloe, what is the amount that we're talking about, like sort of in terms of exact amounts? So if someone's going into the shop and they're looking for the strength of the aloe, what's the specific numbers or ingredient levels that we need to look at in order to say, yep, this actually is got a good amount of aloe, or it's just water?
My grandfather developed this one measurement. It's called MPS, which is methanol precipitable solids. And what you do is you have a liquid form of aloe vera, the aloe vera juice, and you were to add methanol to it, and the polysaccharides will precipitate out of the solution, and you can filter out all of the water and just are left with those polysaccharides, which are measurable. And that's one way of knowing how strong the aloe vera is in the solution that you're taking. I can say that our elixir has at least 7,000 MPS, 7,000 parts per million. Whereas I've tested some of the name brands that everybody knows and loves or are not too familiar with, and I haven't found another one that even is at 2,000. Some of these bigger companies, I'm not going to name their names for reasons, but yeah, they don't remotely come close to the level of aloe vera that we have in ours. And another way you can do it is if it doesn't taste like aloe vera, there's probably a reason for that. There's probably none in it. And if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck and hangs out with other ducks, it's probably a duck. But if it doesn't quack and it doesn't hang out with ducks, there's probably not a whole lot of duck to it. So it's
What are some of the ways that you've marketed Danhof Aloe over time?
Um, I've tried to, the give the gift of health to your loved ones. I mean, people have plenty of stuff. We can, human beings acquire stuff very easily, whereas maintaining their health is difficult at times. And so I've tried to market it by, giving your loved one the gift of health. If I gave aloe vera capsules or aloe vera drink to friends and loved ones, and you can have everything in the world, but if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. And so by giving health to your friends and loved ones, I think that's the biggest I love you that you can give to someone. It's like, I care about you. I want you to be healthy. Here's something that can do that for you. Versus here's something that you're gonna nothing in the mall you're gonna care about in 10 years. There's really nothing you can go buy at the store that you're going to care about in 10 years. I can promise you that. Now, you will care about your health in 10 years, and you will care about the health and well-being of your loved ones in 10 years. And aloe vera can help do that.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that. Have you heard about that ultra athlete Jesse Itzler?
Yes.
Yeah, he said something quite interesting a while ago, which was talking about the window in time in which you have to do things and activities and stuff. And so many people spend a lot of their life actually just putting things off till a later date. And he was saying that the best time to actually pursue it, if you have the opportunity, is right now, and go after it
Right.
while you're still in good health and while you still have the capacity to do it. And he's definitely right there. But being in good health buys you that time and it allows you to prolong your life and all of that good stuff so that you can chase after those things. I mean, heck, you got that Jack LaLanne who was like towing people in the San Francisco Bay Harbor, towing boats of people when he was like
Yeah.
70 or 75. He was still working
Yeah.
out for 2 hours a day into his 90s. Didn't have
Right.
any push strollers or anything like that. No, not clipped up to any machines. No, he was completely independent and mobile well into his 90s. And a lot of that just came from the message of good health. I'm sure he took a lot of aloe vera to make it into that sort of age. But
I'm,
it's,
I'm sure he did. He took a lot of things.
yeah, but what it shows though, Alan, is like, sort of with sort of marketing and your business and stuff, it does require a lot of changes, and it does mean you have to be on I guess, quite a few platforms before you really begin to find your niche. Was there a particular point in time where you found that things were, I guess, not moving in the direction where you wanted it to go before you started looking at paid advertising quite
Yeah,
aggressively?
we spent quite a lot of money with this other company, and they were promised the sun, moon, and stars, and they delivered us a flashlight. We spent a lot of money with these younger folks. Oh, we got to get in social media, and I'm trying to create all this TikTok content, and I'm 50 years old, man. I'm Gen X. I don't know about creating content left and right. I'm just a me simple caveman from Texas. But it just seems like I did better when, like I said, on the grassroots level, I'm really getting out and talking to people. It's almost like part of your religion. You go out and you witness for your faith. Aloe, I go out there and witness for aloe as part of my faith. It's like it'll I promise it'll do it for you. It's the one true herb that you need. But I feel like when you get down and you get to talk to people, and whatever form that is, if it's social media or mass marketing strategy, you really got to talk to the individual person. And if 10,000 people are viewing it, that one person sitting in their chair needs to believe that I am actually talking to them, which I am. And so I think you got to get real with people. You got to be honest with people, and you got to tell them what it's going to do for them, and got to follow through with that. So my product may be a little bit on the higher end side as far as price goes. I really don't think so. I think we're about middle of the road. But I can tell you, we have the finest product on the market, and I can prove that in a laboratory setting. So.
Cool. So, are you doing a lot of trade shows and meeting people in person? Is that sort of the main form of marketing at the moment?
Yeah, we actually live in a planned community, and whenever they have different festival things up here, I have my booth. I look for holistic festivals. I go do that. I'm right in between the tarot card readers and the the crystal readers sometimes, but that's okay. Um, and we'll have farmers markets. The summertime is kind of hard because it's hot. Nobody wants to go outside. But my wheelhouse time of the year is coming up, the fall, and so that's when the weather's really nice here, especially in Texas. We have about a week and a half of fall before it gets cold. I'm just kidding. We have a nice little fall season, and so we like to get out to farmers markets and different things, different fall festivals, and just to spread the gospel of aloe vera as far and wide as we can. So,
Are you stocked much in health shops at all?
chiropractors seem to really like carrying my products.
Can you name a
Pop
few
your
of them
bag.
just so that the audience can go and buy it if they're
Well,
seeing that chiropractor?
see here. I have actually Dr. Stephen Grable. He carries my product. James Baker, I don't know. He's a doctor. He's not a chiropractor, but he's just a straight up doctor. I know I have Dr. Stanlin here in Texas. He's in the nutraceutical field. He's not really a chiropractor, but he's just a medical doctor, and he orders from me all the time. I'm actually in Family Nutrition Center, which is a health grocery store. They are my biggest client. They buy cases and cases from me all the time, and it's every other month they're buying several cases from me. So I'm in nutraceutical grocery stores, health food stores, chiropractor offices, regular doctors' offices. Um, it's hard to get into the because MDs and people who are hooked into the hospital system, they are pushed by big pharma. Hospitals love sick people. They tend to make a lot of money on sick people, and so do big pharma. Like you were saying with your psoriasis or your eczema. I've watched 4 commercials in the last hour about take this pill, take this pill, take this pill for sure. Put aloe vera on it. Your psoriasis will go away. You have eczema, put aloe vera gel on it. Your eczema will go away, and you don't have all these side effects taking all these pills and wasting your money when you can rub a plant on it for pennies on the dollar. I mean, I got 4 ounces of my gel is $12, and that'll last months. So and your eczema will go away, your psoriasis will go away. I don't claim that my aloe vera does anything except help your body do what your body does. And your body already wants to fight these ailments that you have. Aloe vera just gives it the tools to do it. So,
Yeah, and for people that want to know a little bit more about how we looked at marketing Danhof Aloe when they first came in, one of the biggest things that we mentioned was building up an email list and making sure that you had a good following on on that email list, because obviously if you are looking to sell your business one day and you've got an e-commerce business where you're selling online products, then people are often going to look at that email list and have a look at how many of those emails are active, and then they can make a decision from there based on sales numbers, reach, and influence, how much your email list is worth, and ultimately how much your business is going to be worth. So that was
Right.
one aspect. And then we also looked more so from a Google advertising perspective, getting people in, making sure that they're aware of the product enough, targeting in certain states to begin with, and then expanding out so that you can get people in as customers and then have them sign up on repeat orders. And, just looking at it now, the online sales that you are still getting, quite a number of them are actually just coming from repeat customers, isn't it? Like every single
Right.
month, they're putting the same order in again and again and again.
Right, right. And you just give them a little percentage off, and that seems to, they like that, and that rewards our repeat customers. So often now you get, hey, for new customers, we'll bend over backwards, but if you've been with us for 10 years, yeah, nothing for you. And so we're kind of the opposite. We'd like for get people in the door, and then we reward those people who have come back again and again. And I know when I started with you, I didn't have any email address or any email addresses, and I think we had almost over 2,000 to date, and that's huge. And you just kind of remind your clients, if they haven't bought in a while, send out a flash email. Hey, remember aloe vera? Remember we're here. Remember you still need to be healthy, and that does the trick. I send out an email, and I get new orders, here and there, and get that repeat business going, and that's what it's about. So yeah.
And what people forget as well is just one referral goes a long way. If someone has a
Long way.
product and they really like it and they share it with their
Hmm.
friends or family members, it's not just one person that's bought from you. It will be the compound effect of someone else buying from you later on. So making sure you're having a good product supplied is very often the key to it. It sells itself.
Right, right. Back in the 70s, there was a shampoo commercial. It was like, I tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. And it grew. And that's really how you do it. You get one believer, and they tell two people, and those two people tell two other people. And pretty soon you have a thriving business, which is, I'd like to say my business is going pretty good. There's always room for improvement. And you've certainly helped me with that, which I really appreciate. And we're just gonna keep going from here. So yeah.
So what are the goals in the next 5 years, Alan, with Danhof Aloe? Where are you hoping to be?
I'd love to get into some more brick and mortars. I'd love to spend more time shipping orders because that means I'm a lot busier. Like to get into some more of that market share that's being held hostage by some inferior aloe companies.
Do you know
But
how big the
there
aloe industry is?
it's it's pretty big. It's huge, and there's plenty to go around for everybody. And it's fortunate for me that I have the best product on the market. What's unfortunate is I don't have the capital to go, huge and big like some of these other companies, like trying to get into Amazon or trying to get into Walmart. I hear people all the time, why aren't you on Amazon? Why aren't you on Walmart? The hoops that they make you jump through is ridiculous. And those big companies basically tell you how much you're going to sell their product to them for them to carry your product. And then they determine how much they're going to sell it for. And it's just so much.
And they can push
You're
you. They
looking
can push you out as well, can't they? If you're
They
not
can
selling
push
it
you
at a
out.
price
Yeah. It's
which
like,
they find suitable, they'll just say, "No, we're not going to list it."
right, we're not going to list it. You're going to play ball how we want you to play ball, or else. And I'm not really into that. If my grandfather had set out to be rich, he would have been one of the wealthiest men on the planet. I'm here to tell you. But he spent his life trying to help people, and our I don't. I don't. Money's great. Money is a means to an end. It's an amoral tool that you can do for good or evil. I'm trying to help people live healthier lives, and that's coming from my heart and from what my grandfather taught me and led me. If you're in it for the money, I guess you can make money. If you're in it to help people, you can help people, and that's what we want to do. We really want to help people live healthier lives as inexpensively as possible.
Cool. And if people want to buy a Danhof Aloe product or they want to contact you, where can they do that, Alan?
They can go to danhofaloe.com, DANHOFALOE.com. There's some videos showing, me and my family, that explains all of our products. You can buy individual products, you can buy bundles and save a little bit. But yeah, danhofaloe.com, and there's information there if you want to contact us via email. It's info@danhofaloe.com, and my cell phone number is on there as well. So I am easy to get a hold of, and I love when people call and ask questions. It gives me a chance to spread the gospel of aloe again, as I like to say. So yeah, I'd love for people to give me a try and ask me some questions.